Hi everyone, and welcome to today's Carly Convo. You can see I'm joined by some inflatables, and even more importantly, Jess and Eve. Hi. How are you girls today? All good?
Yeah, we're really good, thanks. Such a nice day.
And you've been keeping up on Love Island. I did just check with you, hadn't you? So you've been watching at home.
All up to date. We were a bit slow, getting into it, but now we're fully up to date.
I think it normally does do a little bit of a slow start, and people are like, "Am I interested? This series is going to kick off or not?" But I think we're in the kind of midst of the drama now.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the beginning bits can be a bit I just want to skip to the middle part.
Yeah. Yeah, and now skip to the hideaway bits because people are going in there now, and people have gone past a bit of first base. So things are hotting up. It's looking good. Obviously, you girls, you went on the winter version, didn't you? Because that's correct. How was your experience overall? How do you look back on it? Is it fondly?
You know what? It's so weird, and I always say this to people. They always ask me about the whole Love Island experience. I feel like I have really blurred memories of it. When I actually think of inside the villa, I feel like it was so overwhelming that I really can't It's all a bit of a blur, but I look back on it and it's always a fond experience. It was very overwhelming, and I think when we went in there, we were 20, so I was quite naive. I really did just think, oh my god, I'm just going in for some kind of holiday. When you do go in there, it is so much more intense than it actually looks. So it was very intense, but I look back and I'm so happy I just did it when I did it. And yeah, it's weird now when I watch it. I can never watch it back the same. It's completely changed how we see it. It kind of has ruined the show a little bit. I definitely don't just watch it how I used to watch it.
You guys could have analyze things a little bit more now. Now you know what's kind of going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, definitely. I feel when you're on, when you're just watching as a viewer who hasn't been on it, you just see it so differently. But when you've been on it, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's just I don't see it as usual Love Island. I just watch it differently. It's or I'll just be thinking that I'll see them getting ready in the morning, and I just remember from the moment, the way they wake up, and it's you literally, there's a time morning islanders, and you literally have about 5 minutes and to just kind of get up the tannoy straight away. It's right, get up, you're literally 2 minutes, and they're right, get you in the beach hut, then you're ready for your morning chat. And I can just imagine, I think back, I'm oh, I bet they were rushed there, and I think of those bits instead of sometimes actually watching the show.
Oh my god, 2 minutes to get up, ready and talking. I can't talk to anyone in the morning for about 2 hours minimum.
Yeah. It literally haunts me. It's sometimes they'd literally call you to the beach hut, and I'd literally have when you're concealing your eyebrows or half your makeup done, I'd literally have half it done, or I hadn't even brushed my teeth, and you'd literally be called up to the beach hut, and you'd be I can't go. Yeah.
Is the beach hut where they do the kind of one-on-one videos?
Yeah, kind of the diary room thing, where they sit there and everything.
I always wondered where that was, because I thought, is it normally in the house, or is it a separate bit away,
Our villa, obviously, it was in South Africa, so it might be different to the one in Mallorca. But ours, it was literally just up the stairs and in a little room, and then obviously there's the sofa and everything.
Yeah. What happens if someone oversleeps? Because I would be guilty. I wouldn't want to get up, so I'd be pushing it to the last minute as I could.
God, there is literally. I wish I could have overslept. There's no way you can. They literally force you up. Yeah, they turn the lights on, and they do morning islanders from the the tannoy, and it's so loud, and then they'll keep doing it, and then they'll kind of get everyone up and be right, up, and then if you're still sleeping, they'll keep blasting from the tannoy, and then if you still are asleep, the producers will come in and actually get you up. People forget that producers are actually there a lot. They are people on in the villa as well. I think when you watch it, you think it is literally just the islanders there, but producers are walking around all the time. Do you know what I mean? They're there, they probably come and get you out of bed.
I would have thought they would have at least. Well, I know obviously they have a great editing team, but I thought someone if there were people walking around all the time, you'd have thought someone had been caught on camera accidentally once. But I don't think I've actually seen it.
Yeah, I think once there was I saw on Twitter. This was I think it was the Molly May season, so the one just before ours. I think everyone was on Twitter why is there this random guy? It was just a scene, and I think now looking back, it was definitely just they have someone who bought the food. They'll definitely they will run around the villa. They don't just leisurely stroll through. They're always darting around. And also, if there's anything interesting that happens, you watch them dart out shot. I remember once there was this bug that flew in the room, and I think it was me, Shanice, and Eve, and we were obviously screaming. The producer was just in there talking to us, and then as soon as we started screaming, I remember she literally ran so quickly just like completely out of the room. I was thinking, why did she do that? And then I think, oh, actually, because they probably want to use that as like content, and they actually did. And obviously the producer can't just be chilling with us as well. Like,
well, actually, she was just scared. She was just scared of the bug.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, that makes sense. So you guys, what have you been doing kind of since the show? What have you been up to mainly? What do you guys focus on now?
So I feel like definitely Instagram's been like a massive platform for us, like since
massively kicking off. I think you do so well with our readers. Like every time you post something, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Jess and Eve."
Yeah, that's given us a massive platform, like to work with brands, influencing. So loads of that, to be honest. Like we've had like edits and stuff and shoots, which is still carrying on now. So like we're really grateful for it. We really enjoy it as well. Like it is like definitely like a dream job of ours, to be honest. Like working with brands that literally like shop at. So yeah, that pretty much.
If they ask you, would you go back into Love Island now? You've kind of been in, out. Would you go back in again?
God, I feel like I don't think I could, you know. Once was enough. I think, and now when I went in, I was so like naive to it all, and I just kind of did it. Now that I'm aware of like what it's actually like and like everything, I feel like no, once it was a one-time thing. It was like a really good experience, but it is stressful. Like when you're in there, just like getting up, getting ready, like outfits. It's just full on and intense. Like exhausted. Yeah, and tiring.
Do you get a full like 8 hours sleep, or do you think it's a lot more shorter?
Especially as you don't know the time in there either. Like I don't know why they don't tell you the time, but you would have no idea. Yeah, and because you film till late, like, you know, you do the evening, like you're up late. And then it's kind of like, I feel like you can only really go to sleep once all the chats are done. And then obviously you all have to do your evening beat chat as well. And then in the morning, they seem to wake you up early. Like we were so drained by the end of it.
Oh, so you think maybe a lot less than 8 hours than normally?
I think so. And then sometimes, like for instance, when me and Ched went on our penguin date, I know it had to be on the beach and there was no one else there, so they literally woke us up and it was still dark outside, so I don't know what time that would have been. Probably like 4 a.m, and then like it's always kind of like and then
so now you value your beauty sleep a lot more and you don't need to go in there. No thanks. So thoughts on the new series so far? Is it better than the last one? Is it popping off enough? What do you think overall?
I feel like there is actually quite a lot of drama in this series. I feel like there's like particular characters who, like, I feel like the bombshells this year are like really like, well, good bombshells. Like they come in, they don't really, I feel like in previous series, like, you know, when they come in and they just want to be really nice, like not like go for anyone's partner, but like Ekin and oh my god, what's her name?
Danica.
They come in and they're just like, they just go for who they want. You know what I mean? Like they don't care. I feel like that brings great drama. Yeah,
I think they're fully doing the description of bombshell this year, aren't they?
Yeah, I feel like we haven't had that in ages, like in since the last, since like stuff. So yeah, I feel like that's really good. That's definitely entertaining to watch. I feel like people love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to throw some of the couples at you. Some are kind of unofficial couples because they haven't recoupled yet, but some are actually full on together. So Andrew and Tasha, people are saying they're the driest couple in the series. What do you guys think of that?
I kind of agree. I feel like it's just like they haven't really like been with anyone else. I feel, you know, sometimes in there it could maybe be like if you find someone who you just kind of vaguely like, it's kind of quite easy just to stick together, isn't it? But also, I feel like no one really like. There's not really been a girl in for Andrew, and then there's been guys in, and Tasha said, wait, is Tasha right? Yeah. Tasha said she was quite open with the other
so like guys. Everyone.
So I feel like I don't know. I think maybe in Casa more. I think probably her head would turn, but I think she'll probably think no, like for like the sake of the viewers and stuff. Like like. I mean, there's like they could just be just like really liking each other, but I feel like because there's no drama, like I can see why people think they're a bit dry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think he's probably a bit more into her, definitely. But anyone that come in who's interested in her, she's like, yeah, I'm interested. I'll get to know you. So he needs to
like, I'm down.
Yeah, he needs to. I don't think he probably fully realizes that because he hasn't heard the chats properly. He's so taking her word for it because he trusts her. But I'm like, man, come on, wise up a little bit. Davide and Danica, so they're not together, but they're kind of flirting at the minute. I'm not sure. I don't think
really
she's
that
laying on thick, and he's not that interested. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if he liked her, like she's single, he's single, like it probably would have happened by now, and he probably would be spending a bit more time with her. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not really there.
No, I think she might be laying it on thick as well, because it might be her only viable option right now.
And I feel like she can probably pick up that he's not like that into her, because she was just like, oh, I'm just here having a flirt. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you like anyone? What are you doing later?" He's like, "Gym."
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you guys think of him? Because he's quite controversial. Some people think he's a bit of a national treasure at this point. Other people think he's a nuisance. So where do you girls stand on him?
I think he's more of a national treasure. I think he's so funny. At first, I thought he seemed quite dry. I was thinking, oh, like boring. But I think the whole Ekin-Su drama, I really like Ekin-Su. But I did understand why he was mad. I just think he was so funny. Like, you know, have you seen all the memes? It's like, you're an actress and a liar. Like, I think that's so funny.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on that side. I was very questioned at the start. Because I was like, oh, he loves himself. He's a bit serious. But the things that come out of his mouth are like iconic. So I'm loving him at the minute. I would be so sad if he left. Jane Ekin. So I'm not sure. I thought they kind of had strong sexual chemistry when they did all the terrace kiss and stuff. Now, I'm not sure how legit it is, because she said the door's still open with Davide and he's eyeing up Kate. So
he's probably, I feel like at first, like he was really into her. Now I feel like maybe he's just like a little bit scared or like intimidated by her. Like I feel like maybe he's thinking like, is this the girl for me? I don't know. Yeah, I think also kind of like, it seems to be like, I don't think she's that popular in the villa. Like, you know, when the girls were going up against her. And I think maybe he's picking up on that. And I think maybe he just doesn't want to be in the drama. I feel like he's definitely like not the drama. So I feel like maybe he's just like questioning it. I think he might train Casa more maybe. And then maybe she might as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think also because the girls don't seem fully sure on her, do they? I feel like they might be getting annoyed with her vibes, like especially obviously with Amber before she went. And then the public vote where they were both in the bottom three, I think maybe I'm putting out there that Jay's got maybe a bit of a game plan. He thought Ekin-Su was a strong bombshell. Everyone was loving her and all the drama. So went for her. Obviously, very attractive girl as well. But now I think where they were both in the bottom and he's thinking, I need to get out of the bottom. Paige wasn't in the bottom. Let me go for a safe old Paige. I think maybe he's...
Yeah. They were literally...
Yeah. Do you think that's part of his game plan as well? Are you agreeing to my theory there? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like he's probably like a bit, as you are, like it's a TV show, he's probably a bit conscious of how he's coming off in the outside world, and like they were in the bottom. And I think, yeah, like especially as like people like Davide and Amber have said, like, are you fake? Are you a liar? Kind of thing. So then like if all that stuff's like planted in your head, you might be second guessing it and thinking, oh my God, like, am I with this person?
Yeah. Do you think she is? Obviously, she's an actress, but some people saying she's acting. Do you think she is?
You know what? I personally don't. Like, I actually really like her. I feel like she's being like quite real with everything. I feel like because she just is so like open with her feelings and just like, I think she's gone on Love Island and she's like aware that it's a reality TV show. And I think she's maybe not taking it too seriously. And she's like, right, I'm just going to be like dramatic. Like, I'm going to give like drama. But like, so I think she's probably a bit like exaggerated with everything. But I do think it's genuinely what she feels, and I think that's probably just like her character. Yeah. I think she's so funny. I feel like because she is an actress, like that's her profession. I feel like everyone was always going to say, "Oh, you're acting." Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, she's good at it. So I feel like she's definitely got that disadvantage where people are always going to say you're an actress. Like, do you remember with Molly May, like where she was an influencer already? Like, do you remember Molly May was just trending? But I kind of feel like when you are in there, like you're in there for so long, like it's hard to keep up an act like every day, 24/7 for what 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. So yeah.
She's the one person I would have been devastated if she left when she was in the bottom three. I was like, no, not without her. Yeah, so I think the producers wouldn't have let her go surely at that point. She's bringing it all. Dami and India are now looking like they're getting very cozy. Is that too soon for poor Amber and Kenneth? I literally said ages ago, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I feel like they're way better suited. Like, I feel like the public should have put them together from the beginning, just because I had a look at like, all their Instagrams and stuff, and like literally just from looking at their Instagrams, I was like, oh, they're both like quite stylish, like got this like style going on. Vibes. And I think, you know what? I feel like producers probably thought, right,
we need these two to go so these two can get together. I feel like they look like they really get along. Like she looks really happy. Like I feel like the whole time when she was with Kenneth and stuff, she looked like really miserable, like bored. Now she's with like Dami. I feel like they're just like happy. You never see them like look happier.
Yeah, everyone's kind of standing them straight away. So everyone's like, oh, we wanted that. Like you said with the producers thing, I think like whoever does get kicked out, I think is kind of always mastered up by the producers anyway. Like they set that up for them to go, I think, because they were making Amber quite look a bit bitchy than the last week, and you hadn't really seen that before. So I think they definitely set that up for these two to then come.
Yeah, I think they probably knew like where India was close with Amber. I think it would have been like, I don't know how it would have worked for her and Amber and India and Dami to get together in their favour. Like they producers did them a favour.
Yeah, definitely. Luca and Gemma, I think is the last couple I've got on my list there. As my eyes can work. So he's been branded needy. Did you see last night where he really bit against Danica when she said needy? And he went in on her and was like, sorry that I didn't want you.
Like,
she had to pick someone. So what do you think there? So he's obviously so keen on her. But a lot of fans are saying she's literally not feeling it. What do you guys think? Is she keen?
She's that kind of girl, and I kind of relate to her as well. And I feel like a lot of girls can relate. Where like where they don't like Ekin, for example, she's like, I'm in love with you, like you're my perfect guy. I feel like Gemma is that girl. Even when she is like in love with someone, she's probably in the early stages not going to be like all over them, like I love you so much, and like I'd probably be a bit like that.
Yes,
like, weird. I feel like that's sometimes like girls do, like how girls just play like hard to get and stuff.
Yeah.
She is liking the attention of Luca and stuff. Maybe at times, maybe when it's a bit much, she's a bit like, whoa, but he is quite a lot, isn't he? He's a lot, but I feel like she's probably just like does like him, but just playing it down a little bit. Like how everyone just plays it down.
Yeah, no, I definitely think because everyone else is so full on. I think that's probably why people are noticing it. But I would definitely be like, you need to earn the affection and the attention.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's probably been more kind of how you are on the outside, but I think everyone else is probably just laying it on things that are in there. So no, I completely agree. Were the right people? What was Amber and McKenna? Were they right to go? Were they dead weight kind of at the time?
I feel like they didn't really have anyone in there for them. I feel like Kenneth wasn't really into India, and Amber and Dami didn't like. It's not like they were like heartbroken to be separated, or like there wasn't any talks of, like on the outside. So I feel like there was no one in for them. Obviously, they could have stayed on and found someone, but I feel like Kenneth wasn't like really feeling the experience. To be fair, I think he was so chilled out. But like you can't really just be that chilled out.
Yeah, he was just on holiday. I think he was literally just.
Yeah, you can't. Like it's just like I think probably it was best.
Yeah, I think Barry said like I'm going to treat her like one of my boys. I think he was probably a bit conscious of his boys on the outside watching and thinking that he's.
I think I just feel like we're in Love Island. Like you shouldn't really go in with the attitude of like I'll just treat girls like with my boys, like get to know them, we're all friends, because like things move quick in there, and obviously if you do just like go really slow and don't really make any connections, like you do just kind of go. So it's hard. Yeah. Like you go in and you kind of like, right, I just want to stay true to myself, like how I am on the outside world, and like I just want to chill. And to be fair, like, on the outside world, most people like they don't do the stuff they do on Love Island as quick. But then I feel like you quickly realise you're like, right, I'm not on the outside world, like I'm in Love Island. It's a very intense environment. And then, like, you can't just be like your usual chilled self. Like you do actually have to like move quick, and like it's so different. And I think maybe he was just like, this isn't for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. New girl though, I think Antigone, I think it might be another. She is looking like a little firecracker. Whose head do you think she could turn?
I feel like maybe having Davide might get along, because isn't she Italian?
She's Greek, I think. Yeah, she's Greek.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe is it Jay Ekins? Jay, yeah.
Yeah.
Jay, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's gonna turn some people. Hopefully, she'll get in there. So
Luca and Dami and Andrew, I feel like they're all set. I can't see them being turned, but
we'll see tonight. Anyway, we've had more from her. Is there anything in this series you guys have kind of been watching and you've kind of forgot about yours, like any strange kind of filming facts or unknown facts, villa secrets that you've popped up in your head and thought, oh my god, I remember that?
I don't know. Like don't know. I guess you know what it is. It's like sometimes like I'll just be speaking to someone about Love Island, and then it's like they'll just say something, and then I'll just answer it.
No, blank. No, like, people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, who did you interview last week? Or who's your favourite interview?" I'm like, "Oh, I can't remember anyone that I've spoke to." So yeah, on the spot. Well, Millie Court, who won last series, she said this week that when they locked down the villa when people are cleaning, so you're not allowed in for like up to 3 hours, and they were forced to go to a stinky portaloo outside. Was that your experience? Were you allowed to have a wee or a poo indoors while they were cleaning?
I feel like the cleaners for us, I remember once like I went to the toilet when I was like in the middle of the night, but our villa, like we had to walk through the dressing room into the toilet, and there was like loads of people. I was like delirious. It was like probably like 3 a.m. like loads of cleaners there, like moving all of our stuff, and like when they all saw me, they were all like, "Oh!" I was like, so I think they did it for us when we were asleep, like just rapidly cleaned. Like obviously they moved all of our stuff. I used to always like say hello because it was so weird. Like you see the same like I don't know 6 people plus the same producers every day. Like you see the cleaners and it'd be like, "Oh hi," like, and I remember always like smiling, and then like the producers would always be like, "You cannot talk to the cleaners." I used to for I think it was like hay fever tablets and stuff like that. So I'd have like the medic would come in for me, and then I'd be like sneakily asking the medic what the time was, and I think they didn't know that I wasn't allowed to know the time, and then he'd be like, "Oh, it's 4:15." I'd be like, "Oh," like obviously I didn't know what to do with that information afterwards, but it was just
at least you know. I'll be going mad if I didn't know the time. Are you allowed to go to the toilet in the night whenever you want? Because I'd need to go for a wee like 2 or 3 times at least.
Yeah, I just got up. I didn't ask. I literally just got up and went. They couldn't stop me. So
yeah, God, I wouldn't like it if they stopped you, because I think some of the islanders before said like sometimes they confine you to one room and you can't leave rooms sometimes, or you can't leave the outside area.
If you want to like wash your hair and have like a shower, you can't just randomly have that. Like it's quite like you have to do that at specific times. So like it is quite controlled in a sense. Or like you'd sneak in and try and like get ready, and then be like, "Oh, the dressing room." Like you need to be like in the But I feel like with the toilet, they can't deny you going to the toilet. Sometimes they did though. Like I remember like you'd want to go to the toilet, and then it'd be like I think they'd just be about to do like people voting out or whatever, and they need you all one place. So you go to the toilet and be like, "Oh, where are you going? Like we need you there for like 5 more minutes." So you just have to like hold it in or something. Oh.
I'd be rubbish at that. That is what I'd play up for. I cannot. My bladder is pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, better than me. What is the kind of strictest rules? Do you get kind of like sat down and given like a rule book, or is anything like do's and like don'ts? Well, when you go in there, is anything like the biggest rules that you like?
Not really. Like you get, I think before you go in, like obviously there's stuff that you can't like take in and stuff. Like your suitcase is like completely emptied out, like with security. Like they go through everything, make sure you're not like smuggling anything in. And I guess over dinner, like lunch and dinner is the one time where you're not on camera, so it's like you sit with the producers. Sometimes they separate boys and girls, and because it's not on camera, like you're not meant to speak about anything to do with the show, like any like content that they might want for the show, you're not meant to speak about. But it's quite hard because like when you're your friends or whatever, you just like something's just happened, literally just happened, you want to talk about it, and like they will literally like you, if they hear you whisper, they're like, "No, break up the chat." Like you just got to talk about like I don't know, like your favorite color or just something really bland, and that's really hard. But like they would always like be listening out, like anything to do with the show, or like even if you're just speaking about the challenge, they'd be like, "No."
That's so hard because that's all your life is. So it's just like now I've got to talk about the weather for like an hour.
Something really dramatic could have literally just happened, and they call you for lunch, and it's like you want to talk about it, and instead you're like, "Yeah, I like blue. It's nice."
With you two together, you must have been like, "Oh, like
we used to try and talk a lot of the time. Like we'd be speaking, like just with like me and Jess when we speak, like we just speak so openly. Like they'd always be like, "Girls, like save the chat." At one point, I think we were even like having, or I don't know whether we were trying to resolve a little argument or something, but like we couldn't at that point. They were like, "Save it for later." We were like, "We're literally just trying to put our heads under the covers, like just so we can hear." And they were like, "You can't do that."
Well, you tried. I heard, I don't know if this is true, that some of the rules were you can't get fully nude in front of other islanders. Is that?
Yeah. I know that. Basically, if they're filming, so you do like chats, and like you'd have the chat when you're getting ready to go out. Like, well, not go out, but like the before the evening, and like if there's an important chat going on, you can't like strip off and get naked, because then obviously they can't use it because you're naked. So it's like they'd sometimes be like, but it's kind of hard because they're rushing you at the same time. So
yeah.
wasn't it? I had like that thong bikini that I wasn't allowed to wear. You weren't allowed to wear that, and some as well. Yeah. Like I think I had a bikini, and it was like like, you know, the real thong ones, like the O-poly ones. I wasn't allowed to wear that. It wasn't nude, obviously, but it was quite a thong. I was wearing an Anne Summers one, and because it's like a family TV show, they're like, this is inappropriate. I was like, wow, okay.
I mean, I'm not sure if I agree with that. It's like you put your bikinis in, you should be able to wear what you want. It's still a bikini.
I had to change into one that was like a tiny bit thicker. Like, there wasn't much difference. I feel like,
oh my god, but they like show stuff in the island, in a hideaway with lingerie on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, obviously it was a hideaway scene last night. Me and Jess were talking about like when she was in the hideaway, like, and I was like, you came, because I think Paige wore a dress, and I was laughing at like how Jess literally came out in lingerie like in front of everyone. I was like, was that a bit awkward? By that point, it's no.
How was your hideaway experience, would you say? Was it all as cracked up to me? Because everyone wants to go in there who's on the show.
Yeah, well, you know what? I feel like it's a lot more awkward than it looks in like reality, because obviously you go in there and it's like you're very aware like there's a camera at the top, and then I remember going in and it being like, right, obviously I was going to bed, and then like straight away I was like, I don't have a toothbrush, like my makeup wipes are down there, like I literally had to say to a producer, like, can you bring me my toothbrush? Like, kind of kills the moment.
Yeah. Please don't say there's anyone that come in the room during, like, producers.
No, they didn't. But I remember like, when me and Ted went in, like we were literally starving, because I don't know why we were so hungry, but like we walked in and there was like Ferrero Rochers all over the bed. Like first thing we did was literally just ran in and just started stuffing our face with the Ferrero Rochers, and also a bottle of champagne. And that night it was a talent show, and that was the first night where they'd given us cocktails, so everyone was feeling drunk with the cocktails because we hadn't really drank for so long. And then like me and Ted got to the bottle of champagne and we were like having glasses, and I think he started behaving like quite drunk, so they're like, right, you're not allowed any more of that.
And that's another rule, actually. Now you mentioned that, they said that you can't do anything with anyone if they're drunk. So you,
I mean, they kind of quite limit the alcohol anyway. Me and Ted could get drunk in the hideaway.
Yeah, they should have already fueled you with more booze then on the one night you had extra drinks. If they're going to put you in there.
It's always like one drink a night, and like a lot of the alcohol I feel like is definitely like it's in an alcohol bottle, but it's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, so I always see the islanders with drinks all the time. So is it probably just like orange juice or water by the end of the night?
Yeah, so you get one drink a night. I think it's two. You get two, but I think they water it down. And also on the dates, like the stuff they give you, they say it's like champagne, but I remember we checked underneath the bottle. It's non-alcoholic. Yeah.
Oh my god! So you're so excited to finally get out and have a drink and chill, and then non-alcoholic champagne.
Yeah. But to be fair, I do think it probably is a good thing. Like, imagine actually getting really drunk, waking up the next morning and thinking, oh my god, not only did I embarrass myself drunk, I embarrassed myself on national TV drunk.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, good for you Islanders, not so good for the viewers at home. We all want more of the drunk action. Obviously, you guys left at different times, which obviously would have been really sad to do. Yeah. What the leaving process? What happens when you obviously leave the door with your little suitcase, do the little videotape at the end? Where do you go? What do you have to do before you're allowed home? Are you still under kind of strict surveillance at that point?
Yeah, so like me and Jess had very different leaving experiences, because obviously Jess left and it was like the final night, so she could leave with everyone, and that was like the end of the show. Our leaving wasn't actually on camera because like they finished filming, we'd had done the live final. With me, obviously I left, you do the kind of the walkout thing, and then you go straight into a room with like producers where you're like given a debrief, you see a psych, because obviously it's just so intense, and then they actually let me sneak back in and see Jess for one. I was literally like crying, I was like a mess. I don't know, when I look back I'm like, oh my god, like that was so intense. Was that off camera? I think it was off camera. It was in the beach hut, but I was literally begging producers, I was like, please can I see her one last time? And they were like, okay, yeah, for literally 2 minutes. I walked in the beach hut, they told me she'd be in there, and I didn't quite believe it. And then I just saw her like sat in the corner. I was like, oh my god. So we had like a little goodbye off camera. That was really, I really appreciate them doing that for us. And then you basically, because obviously the show is ahead, it's like maybe like 2 or 3 days ahead film, so you have to stay day quarantining, like no phone, nothing in. So for me, it was in South Africa, like I had like a villa. It was really nice. Had to quarantine there. You get like debriefed by like psychs and stuff. You do like filming for After Sun, and then eventually you can go home. Then I was given my phone literally when I landed at the airport.
So you had to do a whole flight without a phone?
I know, yeah. I was literally just like losing my mind at that point. It was like such a weird time. But...
I'd have struggled with that. Well, so you went back in to see her, didn't you, with a phone?
Yeah, and then I literally flew back, and they literally gave me like a few hours notice because I knew my family were going to go out, and so I was really excited for them, and like, but I just knew that I could go back in because there's a rule like no like previous islanders can go back in. And then it was literally about 3 hours before my flight, Tara, one of the producers, literally rang me up and was like, Eve, what are you doing? Like, we want you out there. She was literally like, pack your bag, your flight's in 3 hours. And I was like, oh my God. So I literally like packed in such a hurry. And yeah, I went to see Jess.
Oh my God. So where do you guys stay? Is the family kind of under strict rules and stuff whilst you're out there?
So we stayed, I can't remember the name of the hotel, like it's the Radisson like resort. And it literally feels like a holiday. Like my dad was going like swimming, like, and you're with all the other families, so like you can go out for drinks, like socialize. You can literally do whatever you want. Felt literally like a holiday. I was like, thanks, Love Island. But then obviously when it comes to the family day, like you're all like no phones, like all very kind of like, you know, it's like you're all going into the villa.
Yeah. No, well, that's nice then. Get a little bit of a holiday as well. Hopefully it was a free holiday, all expensive paid, I hope.
Oh, yeah, it was.
We'll do a quick little game. Snog, marry, avoid. So before we start, who would you two both couple up with out of the contestants, do you think?
Just out
Not out of these two. We'll just go out of everyone first. Is there anyone in particular?
Who I'd couple up with, or Snog, marry, avoid?
Yeah, no, we'll do who would you want to couple up with first, both of you, and then we'll go on to the game. Do you want me to remind you of who's in there? Do you want me to list off the names?
To be fair, I think my favourite guys, as it stands, it kind of changes. I would say probably Davide and Dami. I think they're the best. Yeah, same. Or maybe Luca, just because like he seemed like if you are coupled up with him, like he does seem like he'd be all over you. He's very loyal. I think he's really funny.
Yeah, cool. Now we'll move on to the game. So we'll have a picture back up, please. So it's Andrew, Davide, and Jay. Whoa, Davide's eyes are intense in that photo. Who are we getting rid of? Who are we snogging?
I would probably get rid of Andrew. Seems lovely, but just not for me. Avoid him. Would you be the same? Yeah, I'd be the same. I think Davide would make a great husband. Do you think? Yeah, I think he would. I think he's kind. Like, then I'd snog Jay. Yeah, probably the same.
Good choice. Yeah, they should change Davide's picture. That's a little bit scary, not gonna lie to you.
The picture's always dirty.
And then the next lot, we've got Dami, Jax, and Luca. We should have a picture of that. Who are we choosing?
They're all really good. I forgot about Jax. I don't know. I don't know. I actually quite like Jax. Yeah. I literally don't know who I'd avoid out of them. I think I'd marry Luca and then snog Jax and then maybe avoid Dami. Really? I think Dami's so nice. I think I would maybe marry Dami, snog Jax, avoid Luca.
Yeah.
Just because Luca's probably a bit like intense.
Yeah. I think he's like a bit like Toby from last season, where I didn't know if I was going to like him. Is he annoying? Is he funny? And then Toby ended up being really iconic. So we don't know. Luca's in that stage where I'm not sure where he's going to go at this point. So TBC. And then before we go, just play a little game with the girls. So we're doing a bestie, boring, or bin. So basically the equivalent. With the girls, flash up the picture, please. So we've got Tasha, Gemma, and Paige. Bestie, boring, bin. That's all I could think of all with these.
I think, to be fair, I think Paige would be just such a good bestie. Yeah, I think she's so nice. Like when she was like in India and stuff. And then they both seem nice. I don't think I've been either one. I think I'd probably more likely maybe be friends with Gemma, but then I think Tasha's maybe more boring. I don't know. Who would you say? To be fair, I don't think I actually like this year. Like I don't think anyone. To be fair, none of the series. I think, oh my god, I hate that girl. Like they actually do like nice girls. Yeah.
If you had to choose,
I'd probably been Tash. I'm going to sound so rude, like I've been Tash. Besties with Paige, and then what's the other option for
Gemma? Oh, Gemma, bestie, boring, bin.
Oh, but she's not boring. I don't know. Maybe Tash is a bit more boring.
Yeah,
but that have to bin Gemma. I don't know.
we love them all, but yeah. So nothing too personal here. No one's wound you up that much. And the last three. So we've got Danica, India, Ekin-Su, bestie, boring, bin.
I think, I don't know. I feel like, to be fair, Ekin, like,
Ekin cannot be boring.
Yeah, no, she's never boring. And I feel like to have her as a bestie would be really good. Just, I feel like good advice. Probably bestie her. Maybe.
India's not boring, but I'd probably be more likely to bin Danica than
India, she's gonna have to go boring, even though I don't think she is, and then probably bin Danica just because I feel like we haven't seen.
I love how with the lads, you two like could pick straight away, whereas the girls, you're like, I don't want to offend you. Like, maybe I should rethink my games. I didn't want to be too mean there, so I'll rethink the words next time. Is there anything else you want to add before we go? We've been chatting your ears off too long.
Really.
All good. Well, thanks so much. It's been so lovely chatting with you. Give me so much juice and thought on the new series. So yeah, been a pleasure. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later. Bye.